Attention students! Tonight is the official celebration of Halloween. The sun is currently traveling the path of the Via Combusta, the burning way, between the 15th degree of Libra and the 15th degree of Scorpio. On Halloween night, the malefic stars will be triggered by the peak of the sun's path, bringing on chaos and bad luck. It will also corrupt those on the verge of darkness. Here are some pointers to get you through the event. The faculty and I strongly encourage you to resolve any feuds you are currently in the middle of and make amends with your enemies. We don't want any more bloodshed on our hands than is absolutely necessary. Please remember that if you're bleeding on school grounds, it may be better to take an external route to get help rather than passing through buildings to minimize the cleanup required afterwards. Those of orders with predatory inclinations, such as werewolves, dragons, Numian lions, and manticores, are advised to refrain from shifting during these hours, as those urges will be keener. Eating a fellow student will earn you a sentence in Darkmoor Penitentiary, and the FIB won't take Halloween as an excuse. Vampires are encouraged to feed and fill their reserves before the moon rises, and the malefic stars come into play. The Uranus Infirmary will not be stocking any extra supplies of blood for infusions. Stay indoors and away from those who have caused you strife in the past to avoid any resurgence of emotions which may result in an altercation. If students are truly fearful of their dark nature overriding their actions during this time, please speak to Professor Orion, who can provide magic-restricting chains to tether yourself in your room until the night is over. We must all be fey enough to face this annual astrological event. If not, perhaps you should consider whether your place at Zodiac Academy is deserved. Yours, Principal Nova.
I reread the announcement Principal Nova had sent around the school for the third time and snorted a laugh as I tossed my atlas back down on my bed. This school was insane. It clearly stated in that message that Halloween was going to make the students violent and dangerous, and yet there was no mention of us avoiding the party or of extra staff on call to look after us. Nope, it was down to us to own our inner monsters and keep them on a tight leash or face the consequences. And after the insanity that had come to pass under the influence of the moon during the lunar eclipse, I wouldn't be taking any of these warnings lightly again. It would probably be safest for us to just stay in tonight, avoid people who had caused us strife in the past, like all the heirs and all their followers, for example. But screw that, because tonight's party sounded epic on a whole other scale, and my costume was a stroke of pure, unadulterated genius. I just hoped Caleb could take a joke, because if he couldn't, then I wasn't going to be getting lucky tonight. But that was a risk I was willing to take, because Sophia was even going to provide the glitter for me, and I couldn't wait for her to arrive.